Well, good morning and welcome to Thought for the Day on this Friday morning. First of all, an apology, we've had a couple of gaps this week on Tuesday and Friday. We'll try and do better next week, but hopefully you will show us some of the grace that God shows us. Do apologise for that. I think it was Wednesday morning, I was out for my morning run. Well, in fact, I was out for a kind of pre-run walk, just to kind of warm my muscles up. Particularly, I've strained my Achilles tendon, and I have to be a bit gentle with it and trying to figure out how best to do it. And one of the bits of advice is to walk for a bit before you run. So that's what I was doing. I was walking along one of the streets in the neighbourhood, not far away. And as you do when you've got a bit of discomfort, I was just caught up in sort of, I wonder if I'm going to be able to run today, or whether this is going to start hurting more. And thinking all about that, thinking about the discomfort, wondering if this was ever going to get better after the couple of months it's been hurting me. I was just struggling. I was walking quite fast, seeing how much I could press it. Totally absorbed in myself, and then suddenly I heard a voice said hello. And I realised I'd walked within just a few yards of a gentleman who was watering his front garden. Completely unaware of it. It was quite early in the morning. I think it was sort of probably about 6:45, and he was watering his front garden before he went off to work. And I stopped and we chatted a little bit about it. This is the garden that he was watering. It's a beautiful little collection of plants. And after that, suddenly I became aware of where I was in a completely new way. I became aware of all these beautifully tended front gardens, one after another. So I went along the street, different ways to lay them out, some with I think there's a triangular patch that this one had, others with borders, others who'd had beautifully mown and kept little lawns. There were shrubs, there were flowers, even a couple of little palm tree-like things. Maybe people who like their front gardens to remind them of holidays in the sun. And it just struck me that I could have gone on that whole, I could have been out for, I don't know, 15, 20, 30 minutes walking around completely unaware of the extraordinary beauty, the extraordinary love and care that had been put into my surroundings. And it just reminded me again of a line that's almost a refrain in some of the Psalms, which talks about lifting our eyes. I lift my eyes to the hills. Where does my help come from? There's something that God calls us to do, to lift our eyes, not so much from earth to heaven, although that is part of it, but to lift our eyes from ourselves, from looking inwards to looking outwards, to seeing that there is a blessing around us. I continued to look, and I started to see not just the gardens, but the little bit more of the layout. My run later on took me to our prayer area for this week, the bit of the district that we're particularly focusing prayer on this week. And there's a lot of cul-de-sacs, no through roads on that part of the district. And I thought that each of these little roads is a place of a little sanctuary. There's no passing traffic. There's just the people who live there are there, and people have created, in a sense, there a little bit of a taste of the peace and the security of heaven, just as they've created another taste of heaven in their front gardens with the plants and the flowers. And I was just reminded and really blessed by this experience of having my eyes lifted by a chance comment from this gentleman watering his flowers, encouraged to lift my eyes and see the beauty, see what the reformers would have called the common grace, the grace of God, which shines through all the good that each one of us does, which made in the image of God. There's something godlike in each of us. There's a desire in each of us to recreate a taste, a flavour, a foretaste of heaven. So on this Friday morning, can I encourage you to lift your eyes, see some of the beauty that's around you, turn away from turn out from the inward concern and struggles, and discover that God's put us in a beautiful place, and He longs for us to lift our eyes to Him. So may God bless you this morning, and we'll speak to you again next week.